And Chief Wahl, thanks as always for joining us this morning. Let's talk about something that's been in the news a little bit recently, the ghost guns. You had the big arrest, kind of shocking, of a high school student that he found a 3D printing machine and the likelihood that he was making ghost guns in his apartment. And aside from just that arrest specifically, which I'm sure you can't talk about too many details because of the investigation, but the proliferation of ghost guns over the last 6 years has become a big problem for public safety.
Well, what's contributing to that is the ease at which people can make these parts and these weapons off the grid. That's why they're called ghost guns. There's no registration number to them. And with a 3D printer, you're able to assemble these parts right in your own garage, right in your own house. And it makes it very challenging for us in law enforcement to try to get in front of that. We've
seen the new laws about, ghost gun sales or unserialized kits and sales, but you mentioned with these 3D printers, how much more difficult does that make it? And what can we do to try and keep the plans out of people's hands so they can't make these things at home?
Well, you have to have good investigative teams, which we do. I want to commend our ghost gun team that is very diligent at picking up breadcrumbs and building cases. But if you think about it, there's a wide variety of perfectly legal, legitimate uses for 3D printers. A guy like me, I'm not afraid to admit it. I struggle with my printer, just to print a piece of paper. But kids these days are very tech savvy and are able to come up with some really creative ways of using 3D printers in a positive way. But those that are creating gun parts and manufacturing illegal weapons, we have to make sure at any age that we're holding them accountable.
How much has that ghost gun team, grown over the last few years?
Well, the workload has grown. We try to keep the staffing commensurate with the volume of work over there so that we're able to stay out in front of it. It is something that we are really the tip of the spear on, focusing on that issue and allocating the resources to address it. Oftentimes when we come across some of these illegal ghost guns out in the field, where are they coming from? And we try to investigate backwards to figure out the source of where they're coming from. Sometimes we've had some cases where there's a manufacturing warehouse and we will go in and get a warrant and make sure that we're dismantling that operation.
You mentioned allocating resources, and that's a big topic right now with the budget coming up and another year of the San Diego Police Department being asked to do, in some cases, more with less, or at the very least with some budget cuts. Where do you guys stand, and how are you advocating with the council and the mayor right now for what the police department needs?
I'm really happy you're bringing this up because it is something that I want our community to understand. This is going to be the third straight year of budget reductions. Our response times are too high. Our staffing levels are too low. What we need to do to get through this very difficult financial time is make sure that we're keeping as much staffing in the field as we possibly can. That's why we're focusing on cutting management positions, middle management, lieutenants and sergeants. If I have those positions, they actually impact our staffing in the field negatively because I have to pull from the field to fill those positions. So by cutting those positions, we're able to maintain as many folks as we can out in the field. What we're able to do with this budget, my team has been able to help me scalpel through what's left on the bone to protect overtime. We're not cutting any overtime this year. Overtime puts cops in the field immediately. We're able to protect recruiting. Recruiting puts cops in the field for the medium and long term. And we're able to protect training, which allows us to deliver the same high quality services that we're delivering year in and year out for $7 million less next year. And that's an important component. We have not cut training in all of these cuts because those outcomes are so critically important to us.
And not just $7 million less, but I think $25 million over the last 3 years.
Correct.
What does that do to morale at the department? Not just the cuts, but when you mentioned you're cutting things like lieutenant positions, those are promotions that officers could get that may not be available to them. How do you make sure that the officers who are there still feel like they have career advancement, a sense of purpose, all of those things that are important to just employment?
Very valid question. So first of all, we're not cutting these positions from the budget, so that we're still going to have the same number of budgeted positions. We're just not going to fund them or fill them this budget cycle. So it allows us to absorb the reductions we need to make. We will be filling and funding them in future budget years. As we begin to get more officers into this department and grow the organization, we're going to absolutely need those positions back at that time. We went through a massive retirement wave this last fiscal year. We lost 90 people over what we were able to hire. So we were at net negative 90 for the last fiscal year. We're turning that corner. The retirement wave is largely behind us. As of today, we're about +7 for the fiscal year. We've got a month and a half to go, so I'm estimating we'll be somewhere in the negatives, but we're turning that corner, maybe -20 for the year versus -90. That's a good sign and indication.
All right. One other thing I wanted to ask you about: the department over the weekend announced a big arrest when it comes to street takeovers, and these are kind of some things that people see around the neighborhoods. They hear about them or they see them on social media, and you guys have been trying to crack down on them. Can you talk a little bit about not just that arrest, but this issue in the community and how big a deal it really is?
Well, and for those folks that have been stuck in the middle of them, right, they certainly can create a lot of frustration, and they're dangerous. And especially when it comes to kids in our youth that are out there thinking they're out there to have a fun time, but then can be seriously injured when these cars are out of control, and you see the kids that are walking in and out of what's happening, or they're leaning out of vehicles and cars. So it's an extremely dangerous situation. They create a tremendous amount of damage to the pavement in the area that they're doing these donuts in the intersections. We work collaboratively throughout our county because this is a regional problem, and we're able to focus on the vehicles. That's just one of our strategies. When we catch those vehicles anywhere involved in these types of street takeovers, we're able to get warrants for the vehicles, impound them for 30 days or more, and is thousands of dollars to get your car back. So it has been very impactful, and we continue to try to be out there and take enforcement when they're happening.
You mentioned response times earlier. When you get a call of a street takeover, does that become that kind of priority? Hey, let's get out there while they're doing this so we can make these arrests in real time?
Well, they can be challenging if we don't know when, if they just pop up out of nowhere. They can be challenging on resources. Our dispatch system is based on priorities. When we have high level of emergency calls coming in, we've got to attend to those calls. These can be middle to moderate to high, depending on how many people and where they're at when they're doing these street takeovers. So they can be challenging to staffing. We try to be out in front of them and cultivate sources of information to figure out when and where they're going to happen so we can be out in front of them.
If there's one message you want to give to the public right now about where the police department is overall, what would that be as kind of a final thought?
Well, it's remarkable what our police officers are delivering with what we have. And that's why we're America's finest police department. We overcome the adversities and the challenges that we face, and those challenges are oftentimes intense and immeasurable. But we deliver. We have the lowest crime year over year, or we're America's safest large city. It's because of the great police work and the talent that we have in this department. We are hiring, and we're looking for a few good men and women to help us on either our sworn side or our professional staff side. We've got a place for you, and join SDPD now.